Camos have always been a big part of Call of Duty, and they have been in every COD since COD 4 all the way to what we have now, which is Cold War. And you know, there's been many camos since that, and I thought I should do a tier list on all the mastery camos from every game that's so far had a mastery camo. So as you probably guessed, this is going to be the normal tier list where we have S tier, which is the best of the best, then we have F tier, which is just garbage. So just jumping straight into this, let's just start out with COD 4, which had gold camo. Now, this was very different than the gold camo we know now. I actually forget the challenge you had to do for this, but it actually just wasn't get every camo done and you get gold. I'm pretty sure it was only on like a couple guns too. It's just COD 4 had really weird gold, but still I thought it was really nice, and it's the first time we saw gold ever, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the A tier because I honestly think it looks really nice. But moving on after that, World at War didn't actually have any mastery camos, so believe it or not, we're just going to skip over that. So on to Modern Warfare 2. Now Modern Warfare 2 was also kind of like COD 4, where the camos they weren't as what we know now with mastery camos. There's just all the camos you could get, and technically if you want to put the mastery camo of Modern Warfare 2, it'd be the fall camo. Now the fall camo, I think you had to get like 250 headshots for it. It was just, I forgot how you do it, but you had to be like a certain rank or prestige, and you had to get 250 headshots with the gun to get it, but it was the mastery camo of that game, quote unquote. So I think this mastery camo is actually really nice. I know some people don't like it, but I've always liked this mastery camo. I don't know what it is about it, I've just always liked it. So again, it's going in the A tier because it's just overall a really good camo. Now, moving on, we have Black Ops 1. Now, Black Ops 1 is the first game that actually introduced mastery camos to what we know now, and we had gold. Now, gold in Black Ops 1 was phenomenal. This is by far my favorite gold of any COD. It's that nice yellow carrot gold that you all know and love. It's that shiny reflective gold that just looks really nice. So I'm just gonna have to put Black Ops 1 gold in S tier because it's just overall one of the greatest camos that we've ever seen. But moving on from Black Ops 1, we have Modern Warfare 3, which also had the gold camo, but comparing this to every other gold camo we've seen so far, it was very lackluster. Now, if you've ever seen any video of mine about Modern Warfare ever, you know I just do not like the color palettes of Modern Warfare and how dull it looks, and it was the same thing with this camo. The camo was just super dull and just not nearly as vibrant as the Black Ops 1 one. Now, it wasn't bad by any means, don't get me wrong, it wasn't bad camo, I still liked it still looked nice, but it definitely wasn't what it could be, so I'm gonna have to put in the B tier for this. Could have been so much better, but it just really wasn't. But moving on, we get to Black Ops 2, and this is the first time we see actually two mastery camos. The first one, of course, being gold, which is to get every camo on a certain gun done so you get gold. Now, again, it was just gold, wasn't great. Honestly, I prefer the Black Ops 1 gold over this gold, and actually, fun fact, I never actually got gold in Black Ops 1. Now, all my friends had diamond and all that, so I always got to like use diamond and see it, but my account personally, I never had gold. The closest I got was a DSR 50, and I just could not finish those bloodthirsty challenges. And honestly, if you guys want to see a video of me going back to Black Ops 2 and finishing out that DSR 50, let me know in the comments below, and I will definitely hop on Black Ops 2, see if I can actually play it, and I will try and get gold, because I feel like me now, I could easily get gold on the DSR 50. But moving on, Black Ops 2 also had diamond camo. Now this was brand new to the entire COD series, and it's the first time we've ever seen a mastery camo like this. And to get this, you had to get every gun in a certain category, so let's say snipers, you had to get every single one of them gold, and you would get diamond. And Black Ops 2 diamond looked phenomenal, just nothing wrong with it, looked great. It was a new mystery camo that everyone found out. It was just overall great. I'm gonna have to put in the S tier. I love this camo, and it always looked really nice on Black Ops 2. Moving on though, we make our way to Call of Duty Ghosts, which sadly didn't have really anything. It had a gold camo, but it was such a terrible camo, just very dull, very boring, almost no vibrancy to it, just really bad camo. There was just so many other camos that were better than this gold camo, so I'm gonna have to put this camo in the D tier, just terrible all around. Not trash tier, but definitely the D tier. But moving on from Ghost, we make our way to Advanced Warfare, where we make our way to the Jetpack CODs. Now, Advanced Warfare, they had Diamond and Royalty. They did have a gold, but it was actually like a normal challenge. You had to get like, I forget what the challenge was, but you had to actually do something to get gold. It wasn't get every camo to get gold. The actual camo to get every other camo done was Diamond in this game. The Diamond was gold that you would normally know. And Diamond in this game was pretty terrible. Let me keep it real. Honestly, the best way I could describe it is that it looked like they put rocks, like they just grabbed white rocks and just glued it onto the gun. I never really liked it, and it also didn't help that I played all of Advanced Warfare on the 360, so it just looked like garbage as well. But even on the Xbox One, it still looked pretty bad, so I'm gonna have to put Advanced Warfare Diamond in C tier. But if you did get every camo done on the category of guns, you would get royalty camo, which is this game's version of diamond kind of. So royalty camo is definitely something new we saw, and personally some people really liked it. I liked it, don't get me wrong, it was cool, it was a new addition that we saw. It just wasn't like the normal diamond we saw, it was something new. They were shaking up what we saw, and honestly I did like royalty camo, but I felt like it just wasn't nearly as cool as what it could have been. Now I also did get this camo. This was the first mastery camo I got that was in like this category of mastery camos, and I did rock it and I always thought it was really nice, but I still feel like it was outshined by other camos, so I'm gonna put it in the B tier. Not good, not bad, just kind of midway there. Now, moving on from Advanced Warfare, we make our way to Black Ops 3, and this is where camos just get flipped upside down with their challenges. So, first off, we have gold, which gold is just gold in this game. It didn't look too great, it was very dull. Again, it wasn't that Black Ops 1 shiny metallic gold, so I'm gonna put Black Ops 3 gold in the same tier as Black Ops 2, and B tier. Just wasn't great overall, but the next camos that came after this were really good. Now, what I mean by that is the dark matter, and we'll get to that soon, but they had diamond in this game, which was not diamond at all. It was just royalty camo, just remastered, you could kind of say, and it looked pretty terrible. I'm gonna keep it real. I did not like this camo at all. Just very bad. Never looked good in my opinion. Some people might think it would look good, but I didn't. I'm gonna put this in the D tier because I still don't think it was trash, because it still looked like decent in a way, but it definitely was not a good looking camo. But this COD was the first COD to introduce a final mastery camo, and to do that you had to get every single gun gold, or I guess diamond, whatever you want to say, but every single one, from ARs to pistols, you had to get every single gun gold, and you would get dark matter. And dark matter in this game was amazing. It was that very purple galaxy looking feel to it, and it was the first time we ever saw anything like this, so I'm gonna stick this right into S tier. I always liked this, and I actually didn't play Black Ops 3 enough to get it, which I'm really sad about, but dark matter always looked great, and I'm honestly really sad that I didn't get it because it's just a great camo, and it's one of my favorite mastery camos ever. Now, moving on from Black Ops 3, we make our way to Infinite Warfare, one of the most hated CODs ever, but surprisingly had some good camos in it. But the gold camo in Infinite Warfare wasn't the best. Honestly, I thought it was pretty lame. Now, if you ever saw it, it kind of looked like it had like almost like a woodland camo on it, just with a gold like tint on it. It's like they had a woodland camo they put on it and just spray painted it gold. Just didn't look great. Thought it was very just lackluster, and for all the work that you put in, which honestly wasn't too much compared to now, but for the work you put in, it just wasn't great. But diamond camo in this game was phenomenal. This was one of my favorite diamonds, and what they did different here is instead of having that classic like actual like diamonds that you have on the gun, they made it look like a real diamond. So it was very like rugged, just very sharp all around, and it looked like a real uncut diamond that you would see like from the earth where you would get diamonds. I just really liked it. It wasn't that classic diamond look that we all know. It was something new, and I thought it was one of the most underrated skins from any COD ever, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick this into A tier because this really is a nice diamond camo. But coming up next in Infinite Warfare, we had solar camo, which essentially what they were trying to do here is put the sun on a gun, but in my own opinion, I don't know why I think about this, but every time I see the solar camo, I always think that it's like a really bad pizza on a gun. I don't know why I think of that, but like a really, really cheesy pizza. They tried to put that on the gun and it just looks really bad. So I never really liked this camo. Yeah, it was cool, but it just looked like a yellow DM Ultra that was just not as good as it could have been. So solar camo, I'm gonna put it in C tier with Advanced Warfare Diamond. Definitely not bad by any means, but there was definitely another camo in this game that just outshined it in every way, and that camo was of course Black Sky. Now Black Sky is one of my favorite mastery camos of all time. It's like Dark Matter, but it's actually more galaxy, you could say. So this camo actually looks like it came from outer space. If you were to stare at it, you would probably think of outer space, versus Dark Matter where you would think of space, but like with this camo you were thinking, oh, this is space. It just looked like they grabbed something from space and put it onto the gun. Like when I see this camo, I always think like just this is what interstellar space looks like, just deep space. This is what it looks like, and this has personally been one of my favorite camos forever. And I'm also really sad I didn't play Infinite Warfare as much because I would have gone for this, but Infinite Warfare just wasn't my cup of tea at the time, so I never did get this. But I'm gonna put it in S tier because just off looks, it was phenomenal. It just looked great. There's nothing else that could be said. Moving our way from Infinite Warfare, we somehow make our way back to the modern day era with Modern Warfare Remastered, and Modern Warfare Remastered brought two new camos that were alright. So first up, we had gold for Modern Warfare Remastered. It's essentially just COD 4 gold, but in HD. I'm gonna put it in B tier because we've seen it so many times, and it's not too great compared to COD 4, so it doesn't look bad by any means. Just I've seen it so many times, it's just like But the diamond in Modern Warfare Remastered was called the Regal Camo. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it, but it was called the Regal Camo, and it honestly didn't look that great. I'm gonna keep it real. It was like this red and gold camo with patterns on it. Honestly, the best way I could describe it was that it was the royalty camo, but red and gold instead of just what we normally know. Now, I never really did like this gun, and honestly, if you don't know, I never actually played Modern Warfare Remastered because I was not spending $80 to get that game. I just did not care that much, so I never played it, but I have seen this skin quite a lot, and I've never really liked it, so I'm gonna throw it into the D tier, just because it just wasn't that great. But with Modern Warfare Remastered, we got a new skin called Exclusion Zone, which this skin was something new that we've never seen with Mastery Camos. It was more in theme with Modern Warfare, and was actually, I'm pretty sure the description was like this was taken from the core of the Chernobyl reactor, which is just insane overall. I just mean, like, that's insane. You're running around with a gun that came from the core of Chernobyl, like just radioactive, just green radiation just pouring through the gun, just cracked. It was just overall a really good camo. This is one of my favorite camos that I'm honestly really sad again I didn't get, because it just looks so nice, and I do think this is a contender for one of the best skins ever. Now, some people might feel different with this, some people might not like the skin as much as I do, but I honestly really like the skin. But comparing it to something like Dark Matter, I wouldn't say it's as good, but for the game, it was really good. I'm gonna go ahead and throw Exclusion Zone into S tier because it was just overall a really good camo that I really liked looking at. But moving our way from Modern Warfare Remastered, we somehow make our way to 1944 with Call of Duty World War II. Now, World War II had just a plethora of camos that came with it, so I'm just going to go over a few. But starting off, we had gold, which honestly, gold in this game was just gold. Didn't look too great, didn't look too bad, so I'm just going to keep it short and simple, just put it in C tier. It could have been better, but it just wasn't. But moving on, after that, we did get diamond, which diamond in this game was the same thing as Advanced Warfare. It just looked like you glued a bunch of rocks to the gun, and I never liked it. And the thing with World War II as well is that it depended on your gun to how good the camos would look. So there's like different varieties of guns, and like I'm pretty sure the best one you could get was like heroic, and it looked like a factory new gun. It's pretty much like CS, you had factory new and battle scarred guns, and if you had a battle scarred gun which just looked terrible, the camo would also look terrible on that gun. But if you did have that really nice gun from supply drops, then the camo would look great on it. But still, no matter how good the gun looked, it wasn't saving diamond from this game. Right after diamond camo, we got chrome, which honestly, chrome it was just chrome. It just looked like a metallic silver on your gun. I can't say much about it. Yeah, it was like shiny and reflective and all that, but I never really liked chrome. It just didn't look that great. Then I think a couple months down the line, they added chrome tiger, which was just the same thing, both the tiger print on it, which honestly didn't look any better at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and put chrome tiger in D tier, and go ahead and put chrome as well in D tier. Just not great mastery camos whatsoever. Yeah, they look cool in some scenarios, but for the work you had to go through, it just wasn't worth it in my own opinion. But moving on, we make our way to Black Ops 4, which easily had the best camos of all time of any COD ever. Now, starting off, we have gold camo, which gold camo was like the Black Ops 2 gold camo in here, just very dull, not nearly as bright or reflective as it could have been. But the one thing this game did have was the reactive mastery camos. Now, if you don't know, gold in this game, if you got, I think, a double kill or a fury kill, it would start having this lightning effect on it, and you could have like a yellow lightning, a blue lightning effect, a purple lightning effect, just really cool lightning effects, and all you had to do was just get kills with it. But still wasn't great compared to the next two mastery camos we got, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this in B tier with the rest of most of the gold camos. Now, moving on, in Black Ops 4, we had diamond camo, and diamond camo in this game was amazing. It was that Black Ops 2 diamond, which looks phenomenal, and every 5 kills, or 10 kills, I can't remember, but every time you reach a new medal, your gun would turn a different color. So you would have blue, yellow, green, pink, just insane colors as your entire gun with diamond. And after you got a nuclear, you would get rainbow diamond, and honestly, I don't have to explain rainbow diamond, just look at it, and you will see why this is an S tier. Now, if you thought that couldn't get better, the Dark Matter in this game was even better. Dark Matter in this game wasn't the Black Ops 3 Dark Matter, it was like this red-orange Dark Matter that just, it was constantly moving all the time, and the more kills you got with it, the more spikes it got, and the more brighter it got. And there was 2 phases of this. There was like pre-patch phase, and there was after patch. Now, pre-patch phase of this gun, it would get brighter and brighter until randomly it got pink, then it would get brighter and brighter until it was just blinding you and you couldn't see anyone. And that's personally my favorite because it was just so stupid and you couldn't see anything, you were literally blinded. I don't know why I liked it so much, but I just thought it was really cool. But after that, you had the after patch phase, which pretty much they got rid of the blinding factor and just turned it where if you got a nuclear, it would just go to the Black Ops 3 Dark Matter, which honestly looked just as cool. It was the Black Ops 3 Dark Matter, but with spikes all over the gun, and I honestly thought this was a really great camo, and this is actually the first mastery camo I got like this, where you had to get every single gun gold. So I'm gonna throw this in S tier because 1 is my first mastery camo I got, and 2, it was just a really cool camo overall. But moving on, after Black Ops 4, we go way down the hill with Modern Warfare 2019. Now with Modern Warfare 2019, we have gold like most Modern Warfares, and honestly, I really like gold in this game. The gold in Modern Warfare 2019 had this weird pattern to it that I can't think of the name of it on top of my head, but it had this weird like line pattern that looked really cool on it, and it was black for like the handles and all of that, and it was just really nice overall for a gold camo. It was honestly one of the better things of the game, despite how bad that game was. So I'm gonna go ahead and put gold from Modern Warfare into A tier. I really like this gold. It was one of my favorites. But after gold, you got platinum, which platinum was terrible, dog. Platinum looks so bad. All for getting every single gun in a category gold, you would get platinum, and it was just like, it was disrespectful for the work you went through to get this. So platinum is getting our first F tier, just a terrible skin overall. And honestly, if you went for platinum and not Damascus or gold, you are just insane. It was a terrible skin. I would never like to see this return. But if you did get every gun in the game gold, you would get Damascus. Now, let me start off by saying this. Damascus is not a bad skin. I really do like this skin. But for how it looks and how much work you have to put in, and keep in mind, this is a lot of work since you have to do a couple thousand camos to get this. Just a lot of work for this skin, and it wasn't animated, and it just looked mediocre. It's this Damascus print to it, which, yes, again, don't get me wrong, it is a cool camo, but for all the work you had to put in and for everything you had to do, it looks nice, but it isn't worth it by any means. So I'm gonna put this in C tier. It could be higher if it was animated, or just better overall for the work you had to put in, but just not great for what it could have been. Now, next up from Damascus, they actually added a new mastery camo called Obsidian to the game, and I got this for my MP5, and I thought it looked really nice. The best way I could describe it was that it was like the Infinite Warfare Diamond, where it looked real. This Obsidian was very rugged and just very textured to it. You could physically see the Obsidian on it. It was just very nice, a very dark skin that it kind of looked weird in certain lightings, but I still thought it looked really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the B tier because I didn't think it was the greatest skin of all time, but I also didn't think it was the worst skin of all time, and it was a fairly simple skin to get. It just took a couple days to get. But moving on from Modern Warfare 2019, we make our way to Cold War, and Cold War has some of the best and worst skins in any COD ever. But let's get straight into it. So starting off in Cold War, we have multiplayer gold, and gold in this game is the Black Ops 1 gold, just better in HD and 60 FPS, just great. I'm gonna put this in A tier because it's not that Black Ops 1 gold, because Black Ops 1 will always remain supreme over this Cold War game, but it's still a very nice camo, and sometimes I do think about putting gold on instead of my DM Ultra, but after knowing all the pain it took me to go for a DM Ultra, I just go over that. But gold looks really nice in this game, I won't lie. Then after that, we have Diamond, and now Diamond in this game is just every other Diamond. It's the Black Ops 2 Diamonds, the Black Ops 4 Diamond. It's just all the diamonds we've seen before, just there's no reactive anything to it. It's just Diamond. You've seen it before, so I'm gonna put it in the C tier because I've seen it 3 times before. I don't need to see it a 4th time. It's cool. I don't really care too much. Now, if it was a Rainbow Diamond like Black Ops 4, this would definitely be higher because that is great, but just plain old Diamond, like, it's not bad, but like I've seen it so many times I could really care less at this point. So C tier is where it belongs. But after this, we have DM Ultra, which is to get every gun in multiplayer gold. And let me tell you, DM Ultra in this game is terrible. Now, I know some people do like it, but personally, I don't like it. The only thing I really like about it is that you can see it shaped from like blue to pink to chrome, but still doesn't look great. It just looks like you have water on your gun just constantly moving, which doesn't look great. And for all the trouble you have to go through and all the skill base you have to go to get this, it's just kind of a spin in your face, especially when it looks like this on some guns. Just a waste of your time to go for this. So overall, I'm going to put in the C tier. One of the worst mastery camos I've seen in any COD, but Zombies is where this changed. Now, first off in Zombies, we got to talk about Golden Viper. Golden Viper is the worst skin ever, okay? I think Platinum from Modern Warfare is better than this. If you unironically rock Golden Viper, jokes is on you. Like, that is just a terrible skin. It's like, yeah, it's cool, you get it for shooting bots for 2 hours, but it looks disgusting, and no one should ever go, yeah, I'm gonna go for Golden Viper, it looks good, because you're just lying to yourself. This skin is terrible and easily gets an F tier. But the diamond in Zombies looks very nice. It's Plague Diamond, which is just pink diamonds. Just imagine the Cold War multiplayer diamonds, but they're pink, and that's all it is. It looks very nice. I think it's really cool, so I'm gonna put it in the B tier because honestly, it's just a better diamond that we've seen. It's not reactive like Black Ops 4, but it's also not just bad. It's not the plain old diamonds we've seen like 20 other times. It's a new form of diamonds. It's pink. You can't go wrong with pink diamonds, right? But after that, we get to our final skin, which is Dark Aether. And Dark Aether in this skin is the best skin in the game. Let's not lie to ourselves. The only reason you never see me rock it is because people cheat to get it, and it's so easy to get it that it just feels like a waste of my time to spend the 7 days to get it, to see someone that spent $20 to get it for free. So that's why I don't use it, because it's not even like something to flex anymore versus DM Ultra, where it's like, okay, you played the game. But Dark Aether is a joke, but the skin is still very nice, so I'm gonna put in the A tier because I think it's a really good mastery camo. The only thing that I think is keeping it from being the top is just how it's kind of a reskin from Black Ops 3. It could have been a little more different, but still really good. And overall, I just wish that it wasn't so easy to get, because I would rock this constantly and only if it wasn't for the cheaters in the game. But overall, this is the tier list we have here. Now, if you don't agree with some of these, let me know in the comments why you don't disagree with some of my opinions. But other from that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and make sure not to leave without leaving a like and subscribing, and make sure you share this with all your friends and family. But until the next time, YouTube, see ya.